Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, Olivia. Good morning to everybody in the clouds. Good morning to y'all. Let me drink some water. I had to wet my whistle. But good morning. Happy Monday. I hope that everybody had a great weekend, and I hope that everybody has a great start to the work week today. Y'all, I must say, I thoroughly enjoyed myself this weekend. Looking back on the weekend that we just had within the beef sector, it was a bit nostalgic. It was because at first I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, what? I was like, well, could it have been deja vu? But I wouldn't call this weekend deja vu. Because even though it may feel like we have been in that place before, we have not necessarily been in that place before. But it was just nice being able to feel the old beef sector be back. I struggled with the title of this video because I went, good morning, Trademark. Good morning, Sophie. Good morning, everybody. Please like the video. Oh, yeah, I forgot to put my little thing to pin it to remind y'all to like the video. Dang on it. I forgot to put it. Hold on, y'all. Okay. I got to make sure that I put my message because I know that people always say, I done heard plenty of people complain about how people be rushing them and nagging and aggravating them to like the video before they know if they like the content or not. So I try to pin that message up at the top so that way I'm not nagging y'all the entire video to like the video. If I put that message up there, then as y'all come in, I know y'all gonna see it highlighted in yellow, and that's gonna automatically remind y'all to like the video. And then that way I won't have to stop the commentary to be like, hey, like my video. Go get your troll page and like my video. Good morning to Kimberly Black. Good morning to Ghetto View. So Kimberly Black said it was very nostalgic. And Ghetto View said, I'm headed to work, so I'm in the clouds. Well, have a great day at work. Everybody have a good day at work. But okay. But yeah, I struggled with the title of this video. Y'all know, of course, how Trump have MAGA. Initially, I played with the idea of make the beef sector great again as his title. But y'all, it was just too long. It wasn't going to work. I thought about this right here, beef sector Resurrected weekend. I thought about several different things. The one thing that I will say that I enjoyed about this weekend, y'all, is for once the topic shifted off of Lemon and his competition. It shifted off of any competition, actually. And I appreciated it because it shifted off of 2.0. There was no talk about 2.0, which is good. And I never realized how oversaturated the beef sector was with 2.0 until this weekend. Good morning, Pretty Black TV. Good morning, 300. Good morning, everybody. I never realized how overly saturated it was until this weekend where we didn't have to deal with it. And it's quite funny because this weekend, with just playing those podcasts alone, well, even before playing the podcast, it brought some people up out of the woodwork. But then after the podcast, it definitely brought some people out of the woodworks. Specifically, I'm sure I didn't get to make my rounds to see everybody with everybody's live, but I did catch Rick's live after the podcast. Oh, of course, I was at King Roman News after the podcast. I caught Lady Nika's live yesterday. Yesterday evening? Well, yesterday afternoon. I called Captivating Christians live after the podcast. What y'all, Captivating Christian is so funny. Y'all, it's crazy because the fact that that podcast allowed so many people to come out and speak sincerely and genuinely about how they felt and how they viewed this circumstance, it reminded me how funny Captivating Christian is. I've always been subscribed to him, y'all. But I guess over the course of the years, because he has always been really focused on the political stance and doing political commentary within the beef sector and just overall, you forget how funny it is until you listen to it. I share his video up on my community wall, so if y'all missed it, it's definitely worth a replay, because he definitely had me chuckling yesterday morning when I was listening to the replay. Good morning, Melissa. Captivating Christian was talking about this whole situation that we found out and the argument on about the drugs. And I'm trying to think, do I even want to talk about the drugs? Do I want to talk about the drugs? Because that seemed to be what everybody was talking about. But he was talking about the drugs, and Captivating Christian up in his commentary, he essentially said, dope is dope, it's dope is dope. He said, whether it's marijuana, whether it's crack, whether it's cocaine, whether it's a Percocet, whether it's a Molly, whether it's an ecstasy, whether it's whatever, dope is dope. The main thing that I found funny when I looked at the replay of that of his video was, y'all, he referenced it back to that Whitney Houston interview with Oprah. Y'all remember that interview that Whitney Houston did with Oprah, where they was trying to tell good morning, Black Pearl. Where they was trying to tell Whitney Houston about her being a crackhead, and she was like, no, she ain't a crackhead because crack is cheap. She said she too high class to be a damn crackhead. She said, and actually, crack is whack. Which I guess that was her saying that she do cocaine and she don't do crack. And the fact that he started his commentary off speaking about that took me out of here, because in hindsight, that whole situation that played out over there at King Roman News with them damn call-ins about Yaya and whether it was I sold crack, I smoked crack, or whether it was I sold crack, I smoke a black, or whether it was I sold crack, I smoke powder, or snort powder. I said smoke powder, snort powder. Y'all, it was like these semantics. Now I will say everybody does have a past. A person's past should not define them. It does make you wonder though, if you experiment one time, because this is my thing. And I hope that the players involved, specifically Yaya, I hope she take my commentary for face value, and that she knows that I'm not trying to throw a jab at her, but this was a sincere question and genuine question that I had when I was thinking about this last night, as well as when I was thinking about what I was going to do in my commentary this morning, because this is just kind of like a freestyle, you know? Oh, DeMarco said that was Diane Sawyer. Oh, thank you for correcting me. So it was Whitney Houston and Diane Sawyer. Thank you for correcting me, DeMarco. I just remember her saying that crack was cheap, crack is rat, that she made too much money for crack. But thank you for the correction. But okay. So I got to thinking about their call-ins in which people were saying that Yaya is not an addict, or that she is not a recovering addict. In the call-ins, I heard Toya Abstract called in. You know, the one that be like, hola, hola, hola. Toya From the very first time she merged to the sector, she always reminded me of Freddie Brooks off A Different World. She give me a Freddie Brooks vibe, you know, with just the way she is, like her energy, you know, how she kind of just flow through the world. Especially when she get on camera and stuff, and then when she click these links or when she call. So the fact that she said Ola, she was talking about she grew up in the 80s and about her parents, you know, they experimented. She said everybody experiment. And she said just because you experiment, that doesn't make you an addict. And then even Fates was saying just because you experiment, that doesn't make you an addict. Good morning, DC Cool, right, moderator? And it got me to thinking, because I'm like, they got a point there. Because I could see probably at once upon a time in the person, well, in their lives rather, they probably were around a group of friends where they thought, oh, everybody else doing this cocaine, so let me try some. Or everybody else doing this crack, let me try some. Everybody else popped the molly, let me try some. You know, maybe that's the case. But the question that I had that followed up after that, because they said if you experiment the one time, that don't make you an addict. But then I had to turn around and ask this question to the women in here. Good morning, Bernice. To the women in here, what if you found out your man, your boyfriend, your husband had experimented with being with a man one time? Just one time. If he experimented with being with a man one time, would that make him bisexual? Or would that make him just a heterosexual who experimented? Because if we really gonna talk about it, that whole argument about experimentation versus being a full-blown addict versus always being a recovering addict, XYZ, it kind of go hand to hand. Because they saying that you can experiment with the hard drug once or twice and not be considered an addict and not be considered a recovering addict. But then I know damn well if most of y'all women found out that your man at one time in his life experimented with a man, y'all gonna deem that man bisexual or gay for the rest of his life. So why that work when it comes to sexuality, where you could deem somebody gay for the rest of their life for experimenting sexually, but when it comes to experimenting with the drugs, you could experiment, you could dibble, you could dabble, you could do this, you could do that. You could snort you a line every now and then. You could toot. They call it tooting and toot. You can you know, get you a crack pipe. Get you a crack pipe and put your rock in it every now and then and get you a hit every now and then. But no, you ain't no addict. You ain't no addict, you're experimenting. And then I wonder, when we use the experiment phase, how many times do you get to experiment over the course of your lifetime before you become an addict? Like, if there was a person who experiments once or twice a year, would they be considered an addict? If once or twice a year a person experiments with some type of hard drug, would we need to feel like they have a drug problem? I want to know. Because now if your man experimented with being with a man once or twice a year, y'all going to say that man is gay, he bisexual, all of that. 300 said, I know some people who smoked weed one time 30 years ago and never smoked it again. And they only took one puff. So I wouldn't classify them as a weed head off of one puff. I'm just saying. Okay. Okay. And that's one thing. I will say this. Even with the weed 300, I guess I can agree with you on that. Because out of the course of my life, I think the first time that I ever even smoked weed, I must have been about 16 years old, 16 or 17. I was with my cousins. They would always smoke weed, y'all. Always. They would be smoking weed, but they were older than I was. And I remember that they used to always try to get me to smoke with them, and I refused. If we're going to be honest and as quiet as it's kept, that's exactly what caused me to start smoking cigarettes, believe it or not. People probably never even knew the origin of my cigarette smoking story. But the origin is my older cousins that I used to hang around, they used to smoke weed often. And I used to be afraid of it because I remember, you know, in elementary school and all through grade school, they always said that weed was the gateway drug. So I would always be scared to smoke the weed with them. But one of my cousins also used to smoke cigarettes. So anytime I was around them and they got to smoking weed, I would just get a cigarette from my cousin. And that's actually the first few times that I started dabbling in smoking cigarettes. Then it wasn't until I got older where I was actually able to buy my own cigarettes that I started buying cigarettes. But I say all that to say, eventually, probably around the age of 16 or 17, I did end up taking a couple of puffs with my cousin, y'all. So, and it's going to this comment that 300 put about some people smoke weed one time 30 years ago. Yep, because for me, that time that I would smoke, that would be 20 years ago. 20 years ago. And I smoked with my cousins then. I didn't like it. It made me choke. I was coughing. I felt like I was about to cough up my lung or something. I hated it. And then, if I'm not mistaken, the kind that they had during that time was hydro. I don't even know if they still have hydro no more. But back then, that's what they had. And I remember feeling like that entire high lasted for like, I don't know. I want to say it lasted for about 2 days. That's how it felt to me. That's how it felt to me. I remember actually wishing that I could not be high no more. Like I remember legitimately smoking with them. I remember being just sitting on the sofa and I had enough of that. And I remember watching TV and we had it on like BT or MTV with the music video. And y'all, I remember it was one music video on the TV and it seemed like that music video was on for like 5 hours. 5 hours. I also remember the music video lasted for 5 hours. I had me a bag of potato chips. The crunch of the potato chips were amplified. It was like I could hear the crunch of the potato chip like on a loudspeaker. And they didn't even have Bluetooth speakers back then. But when I was crunching my potato chips, y'all, it was like it was a Bluetooth speaker playing the crunch, crunch, crunch as I was eating my potato chips. And I was like, I got so carried away with my potato chips that before I knew it, it was like I blinked and all my potato chips was gone. And then I remember looking around at my cousins and I was asking them if they had ate some of my chips. I said, y'all been eating my chips? I guess for me, I didn't even realize that I had ate all the chips. I'm accusing them because I'm like, y'all, you been eating some of my chips because how my chips gone that quick? What happened to my chips? I had done ate them, y'all. So I remember that experience. It's nice to look back on that experience and laugh about it. And actually, me and my cousins to this day, we still laugh about it. Because even once I got home that night, first off, I ratted myself out to my mama. As soon as I got up in the house, I went directly to her bedroom. She was up in there asleep. I turned on the light and I had to go ahead and snitch up on myself. I walked up in her room and I was like, Mama. And she raised up out the bed, out of her sleep, and she was like, what? And I was like, I'm hot. And she was like, what? You hot? And y'all, when I tell y'all, I woke my mama up out her sleep so that we could have a whole conversation. I sat down at the edge of her bed and I was just looking at her. I mean, you know, in hindsight, I probably was just sitting at the edge of my mama's bed looking at her like this. Where is it? I was probably looking at her like this, y'all. What my damn thing? Like this. That's how I was at the edge of her bed. Flying low, girl, I was scared. I thought she was gonna find me out anyway. I thought she was about to find out anyway. I didn't know if she was gonna be able to smell it on me, y'all. I didn't know if she was gonna be able to smell it on me. I didn't know if my eyes was looking low and droopy. I didn't know if I had no redness up in my eyes, you know. And I just, for me, for my own peace of mind, I needed her to know what was going on. Plus, I needed to talk to her. And I'm telling you, when I told her that, and I sat at the edge of her bed, we started talking back and forth about the side effects and the symptoms and how did I feel it and what did I think about it. Is this something that I might do again? You know, me and my mom had that type of open relationship. But she didn't even get mad and cuss me out or try to give me a whooping. None of that. She didn't do none of that. We talked about it. And I was telling her how I felt. And I did tell her, I said, but Ma, I said, but when the high gonna leave? I said, when it's gonna leave? And she said, I don't know. I said, because it feel like I'd have been high for a long ass time. She said she didn't know when it was gonna leave, y'all. But long story short, we had this conversation, you know, where she told me about her experiences the first time she ever smoked when she was younger. Weed, that is. And then I was telling her about how I was feeling in that moment. I ended up going to sleep, y'all. You would have thought I would have slept it off, but I kid y'all not. I woke up the next morning and I still felt high. The high didn't leave, even after I had went to bed. And that's when that experience was what I needed to know that I don't like weed. I like to be in control. I don't like being at the mercy of time, because that particular day I felt like I was at the mercy of time to where I had to wait for time to go by in order for me to no longer be high. So I say all that because 300 said that some people could smoke weed one time and 30 years ago and then don't smoke it again. And I would have to agree with 300 with that. I would have to agree with 300 upon that, because that's definitely the kind of situation that I had. So I guess nobody could call me a pothead because I did try it. That was an experiment. But now I guess my question is, when it comes to the people in the hard drugs, like what they was talking about this weekend, when in a experiment, is that the hard drugs, I wonder if they just used once or twice or what. And to be honest, I'm sure that Fates probably don't ever want to discuss it no more, because I do. Something in me would like to ask Fates and Toya, you know, when they said experiment, exactly what did they mean by that? Did they just try it the one time? Or did they try it on and off a few times? Did they try it on and off a few times over the course of like 3 months? Or did they try it on and off for the course of a year? Like, I want details. I want details. Good morning, Klondike. Good morning, Netra. Good morning, Latasha Phillips. So Kimberly Black said, that's actually good. You felt comfortable enough to speak with your mother without judgment. Oh, yeah, we had that type of relationship. Definitely. I had to tell her. I was always under the whole mindset growing up that I need to go ahead and tell the truth so that I could get whatever consequence over with. That's how I felt. Even when I was in school, and like if I would get in trouble, like when I was in elementary school, get my name on the board, where the teacher had to write my name on the board for talking in class or something like that. I wouldn't try to hide no papers that need to be given to my mama. I wouldn't try to hide anything about my behavior. I would come in and I would tell on myself, tell the truth, and I would be waiting on my punishment. I think for me, the anticipation of a punishment was worse to me than the punishment itself. So I was always one of those forthcoming kids where I'm coming, I'm going to let you know. So let me go ahead and get this out the way versus me having all this anxiety, trying to hide something and wondering when she going to find out. Because it's a couple of my cousins that went to school with me, y'all, that was, they was a couple of years older. Well, no, they were actually 1 year older, so they was a grade above me. And one of my cousins used to be notorious for hating on me. I think that was my first hater, because anytime I got in trouble at school, he couldn't wait to get home to tell my mom and them that I got in trouble. And I couldn't stand him for that. But that's also when I first got my taste of having revenge, because he couldn't wait to tell them when I got in trouble. And I remember when he got his rump in trouble. And he thought that he really had a friend in me, that I wasn't going to tell it on him. But yeah, I remember that anytime I had got in trouble, he rushed to tell on me. And then I had to get a whooping. He rushed to tell on me. So when he thought that he was about to have a confidant that I was going to keep the secret, I wasn't going to tell his mom. I said, yes, I am. I'm telling my mom, and I'm telling your mom. I'm telling on you. You told on me. You told on me. Yeah, he was my first hater. He used to rush to go tell on me. What's good, Adrian? Oh, you trying to dox? Now why y'all trying to dox this man? Y'all do too much. Can somebody DC, can you screenshot this before I remove it? Please screenshot it before I remove it. If you could screenshot that right there and send it to me, DC, that way I could send it to Kim. I got a feeling that I know who this troll is trying to dox his wife. I got a feeling that I know who that is. But and actually anybody, Just Lovely, if you can you screenshot that before I delete it? And good morning, Just Lovely, by the way. Damn, I should at least say good morning to you before I'm trying to ask you to screenshot. Good morning, Miami Popo. Dr. Sophie said, I tell parents that take the power away. But yeah. So anyway, let me get back on topic. Hopefully somebody was able to screenshot that for me. If not, I'm going to have to go ahead and remove this. But I think something in me tells me that was a little butt weak, y'all. I don't know why. But just my inner intuition, just how they came in the chat with that name and with that comment, something is telling me that was Lil Butt Week. I could be wrong. Lil Butt Week could be minding his own business right now, but I doubt it. So I'm gonna have to whoever screenshot that and send it to me, I'm gonna have to let Ken know so that he know that they got this going on out here with his wife Paige or whatever. But okay. So yeah, my cousin was my first hater. But let me keep moving. With my commentary. So that was the whole thing. But Captivating Christians, his commentary on it did make me laugh. And I do have some follow-up questions for Toya and for Fates about experiment and what does that mean and what does that look like. I believe experimenting depends on the individual. I believe that experimentation depends on the individual and how far they are willing to go. I don't judge anybody. I guess I just hate that the fallout and misunderstanding happened the way that it did. When I think about it, though, like when people, okay, it seems to me, because I'm trying to see how I want to word this. Y'all know how the people, certain content creators got mad with Sean and automatically attacked Club Chat. Have y'all noticed that when content creators get mad with Roman, if they automatically attack the crew, or do they just let the crew live? When other content creators get upset with Lady Nika, do they automatically attack the den, or do they let the den live? When they mad with Fakes, do they attack the district, or they let the district live? The reason why I'm asking these questions is because it seems to me that the only time, and I could be wrong, this is the reason why I'm having y'all work through this with me. It seems to me that the only time that it seems like the people get attacked with the content creator is typically when it's Club Chat. Because I ain't heard nobody really attack the crew like that. Good morning, Deanna. Good morning, Miss Whistledown. Good morning, Dreamy. I really ain't heard people attack the crew like that. Do y'all know how many beefs and drama that Roman News done got into on here? And I don't ever remember people just coming through and dragging the entire crew. Or maybe they don't drag the crew because they don't know who all is in the crew. Like when Roman pissed somebody off, y'all, they go after Roman, but I don't think they always just put his people in it and then start dragging his people. Speaking of his people. Oh, Deanna said because CC always attack on behalf of their leader. Okay. So now, because CC as in Club Chat. That's what I was just about to ask you. So Deanna feels that Club Chat attacks on behalf of their leader. Okay, thank you so much, DC. I appreciate it. Thank you, because I got to get that to Ken Nola. I don't know what Ken Nola. I think that might be his wife's name, but I ain't 100% sure. But that's why I wanted you to screenshot it so that I could show it to him to see if that's his wife's name, if his wife being doxxed. So thank you, DC. But Deanna said, no one heard the crew dragging people. That's why. Okay. So the crew don't be dragging people, but you saying that Club Chat be attacking on behalf of their leader. And so Club Chat be dragging. Miss Toby said, J.Dunn, of us being dragged, let me go back to the clouds. Hold on. Say that again, Toby Turner. Toby Turner, you got a typo in that. You said of y'all being dragged. And Toby Turner, I'm not trying to incite people to drag y'all. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure out why anytime Sean has an issue, why his whole group get involved or get drugged within the issue that Sean got. Oh, you said some of y'all been dragged. Okay, you said some of y'all. Okay, thank you, Toby Turner. Because I'm just like, is that, they just pinpoint Sean and Club Chat out of the bunch, but then Deanna said, in her opinion, that Club Chat be dragging people. So that's the reason why the content creators drag Club Chat. Then Toby Turner says some of the people up in the crew have been drugged before, but not all of them. Now, I will say that with King Roman, sometimes it seems like K-Fit is she is typically guilty by association to certain people, to where if they got an issue with King Roman, then 9 times out of 10 they're gonna end up finding out finding a way to have an issue with K-Fit. Okay, thank you, Just Lovely. So Deanna said, let me put this up here. Deanna said, why do his whole group jump in it? J.Dunn, are you serious? Deanna, yeah, I'm serious. I'm very serious. But I'm asking because I want to know. You say that his group be jumping in. You say it. Which I will say, because let me tell you, Deanna, I have recently started listening to the podcast, the Patreon, whatever, within the last maybe 2 years. 2 years. I wasn't a club chat person back in the day. When you and Food Junkie and all of y'all was over there with the club chat, I wasn't really over there with them like that, because back then, y'all, it was weird with the beef sector. It was like the old beef sector where only certain people allowed in this chat and that chat. And I remember Sean them used to block me all the time when I used to go over there. Sean them used to block me when I would go over there to his chat when club chat, like in 2018, 2019, they blocked me. Which now I come to think of it, Leo was his only moderator. Wait a second now, Leo. Leo was his one and only moderator, has always been. So, Leo, that was you blocking me in 2018 and 2019. Leo, that was you? Well, anytime I came up in the chat and I got blocked the hell up out of there, that was you doing that, Leo? Oh, let me see. Deanna said, why did the lady on his panel bring me up? To be messy, just like all the others. And then Deanna said, but you went to meet them and they tried to jump you. Club chat didn't try to jump me. That's a lie. Now that's a lie, Deanna. Fire Babe, Bama Girl, and QB. Them three are the ones that had an issue with me. Club chat actually didn't. And if I'm going to be honest, Club chat was the ones that was trying to pull them hooligans and banshees off of me. Why did I say hooligan? Now I just thought about Tommy Sotomayor with the hair hat hooligan. Look, Club chat was the ones trying to pull them two hair hat hooligans, the two hair hat hooligans, and then QB off of me. Good morning, Ray Triggs. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Y'all, but in hindsight, let me see what Deanna said. The whole reason you was there, though, J.Dunn, you just said you would be blocked from over there. Yeah, I did get, that was like 2018, 2019. That is true. That's true. I think back then I had told y'all, though, it was something where Rita and Bill was supposed to be going, y'all. And I think at the last minute, Rita and Bill and them said they was not going to go. And then I had got contacted to see if I was available. But you got to remember, I had already just met with everybody a couple of months prior when they was here in Atlanta. So if I just was already with everybody, including Fire Babe, line ass, oh, excuse me. If I was with everybody, including Fire Babe's line ass, in March, then why would I have any issue being around them in August? Let me see. March, April, May, June, July, August. So 5 months later, I met with them in March, and then 5 months later, I met with them again in August, and that's when Fire Babe lost her damn mind. Which that's another thing about Fire Babe, y'all, and I had typed up in her chat when she went live. Fire Babe came and did her commentary about this, y'all, and I think that Fire Babe was just desperately trying to insert herself into something. In the podcast that I listened to, I really didn't hear them bring Fire Babe up too much at all. But she did this commentary just insert herself and trying to drag people. And it's like, girl, if you don't go pick up your Bible and go read it, go sit down up in the corner. Good morning, Sassy Francis. Deanna said the whole point of the show was to get his ops, their mission accomplished. Look at the bigger picture. No, I get what you're saying. Deanna, I understand. I get what you're saying. Completely. And I don't know if I highlighted this yet, Ray Trigg, so I had to make sure that I did. But yeah, I saw Babe over there trying to review what the podcast and stuff, and then she put words up in my mouth about what I said, talking about in the podcast. I heard them say something about my mom, and I said, "Oh, okay, that's cool." Ain't nowhere up in that damn review did I say, "Oh, okay, that's cool." But Babe noticed she could lie, and I honestly think she gets so upset when she's not mentioned at all. Deanna, I was in the Patreon. What night was that? Saturday night, I went in that Patreon, but I got there late. So I know that you went live saying that they had said something about you. I'm going to have to see exactly what was said up in your live, because I did get up in the Patreon, but I got there late. So I don't know if I missed that part or not. Probably today I'll take the time to actually go and listen to it from the beginning to the end to see if I missed anything. Because I think when I came up in your live, I think you were talking about the fact that in the podcast, and that's what made me not finish your live. Because when I came in your live and I read about to the beginning, you were saying about how Sean was saying that he didn't want to meet Ness and them at all. But then he turned around and backpedaled on it and said that he did want to meet her or something like that. So when I heard you do that commentary, because I knew I had heard the whole podcast, I put you on pause and then I went to Spotify to the podcast to start at the beginning to see if I could hear what you was talking about. A lot of the times, that's how I have to fact check stuff. Good morning, Patricia Alexander. Okay. Deanna said, I heard it myself. Some chick brought me up about calling Rick some BS. Okay. I'm gonna finish it up. But I did go and fact check that part about what you said. About the meeting of Ness, but then not meeting of Ness. But I'm gonna listen to the entire thing today. Y'all, speaking of which, and especially because I saw a couple of crew members here. I know Toby Turner said she was going back up in the clouds. But did y'all see my community wall post that I put in the wee hours of the night? Now, y'all, I would not be myself if I didn't go ahead and gloss over that post. And I know that King Roman is going to give me a good explanation. Well, he don't even owe me an explanation. But I'm sure he got a good answer. Y'all. So in my community wall post, y'all, this is what I've noticed. Let me, before I even go into my community wall post, I'm about to tell y'all what I've noticed and observed, and all of y'all need to pay attention to what I'm saying. Currently, even though I have not been flagging or striking anybody, that war is still going on. Just yesterday, Ness and Intrinsic got 2 beef sector content creators. Just yesterday, King Kaios, a member of the crew, was struck by Intrinsic. And then last night, Bertha Mae Jackson, the little old lady that used to be a troll, got struck by Ness and Intrinsic. Also, I have a screenshot from Brooks Live where the girl Davina, that's a moderator, she really like, and I'm like, bitch, you a troll. But I screenshotted Davina saying that anybody that use her likeness or her image will get a flag or will get a strike. And I'm thinking to myself, her likeness and her image, does anybody even know how Davina look? Who in the hell is using her likeness and image? What in the hell is she talking about? But she said that she gonna strike people. Good morning, Robin, moderator. What I have noticed is, y'all, and follow me, because Ness technically should not be on here, y'all, because of that channel getting terminated. She is now using Intrinsic as her authorized representative. Good morning, Riverflow. Good morning, Dre Day. She is now using Intrinsic as her authorized representative because Ness damn show ain't gonna flag you. Because if she flag you, then that's going to be a paper trail of her being on YouTube from a specific from a specified account when she should not be on here because that account got terminated. So in order for her to cover her tracks, because that account got terminated and she really shouldn't even be on here, she has Intrinsic flagging everybody. This is the reason why Intrinsic flagged King Kaios. This is the reason why Intrinsic flagged Bertha Mae Jackson. And according to Bertha Mae Jackson, she said she got 2 strikes last night. Which that don't make sense to me because I'm like, Bertha Mae, how in the hell you got 2 strikes but you live right now? Bertha Mae went live and she was mad. Good morning, Hypnotic Touch Touch. Good morning, everybody. Bertha Mae went live and she was mad about being having 2 strikes. But everybody in YouTube knows that you can't have 2 strikes and still be able to go live. Unless the first strike that Bertha Mae got was a warning. And then the second strike that she got, maybe she had to do copyright school. That's the only thing that I could think of. Because she was adamantly saying that she got 2 strikes. And they were from Intrinsic. So be careful. Because now she weaponizing Intrinsic. But I think it's interesting how Shakim tried to do commentary about old school beef sector, the OGs, and specifically about me talking about Fi Babe said that I was Sean Bradley's do girl. And I'm thinking to myself, now see, that's why Fi Babe is just itching for some mention and itching for an argument or something. She definitely want to be counted to the point to where I would have to go listen to a commentary for myself. But for her to say that I'm anybody's do girl is wild as hell to me. I don't be nobody's do girl. If I want to review the podcast, I can review the motherfucking podcast, Fi Babe. Please. Sometimes when Fi Babe just be reaching for people and people don't even be bothering her, that irks my soul. Because then as soon as you turn around and reverse it back up on her ass, then she gonna be acting like the people mess with her out the blue. Ray Trigg said, I think she just received the video takedown first, and the second was the actual warning. Okay. And Kimberly Black said, how does the authorized representative work? Do they sign legal documents to give consent? Currently, Kimberly Black, they are not doing any legal documents, no. Based on what Octavia said, that you can give a verbal authorization as long as there are witnesses involved and you can do it. I think that if it ever came to where it was getting taken to the court system, then they would have a problem. Then they would need legal documentation and all that if it ever went to court. But see, that's the thing. This is the game that they over there playing. Intrinsic is doing all this flagging and stuff on this behalf, using her own government information because they are already banking on the fact that nobody is going to take them to court. They are banking on the fact that nobody is going to hold them accountable or take them to court behind this mess. Deanna said she could if it was the first and she has a choice to take it down or leave it and see what happens. Sometimes nothing happens. Okay. And then Deanna said, by law, yes, they should. Okay, thank you, Deanna. We talking about a bunch of bums playing lawyers. Right. And thank you, Dr. Soapy. I appreciate you contributing towards my goal, y'all. The reason why I'm telling y'all this is y'all need to watch out. Because it seems like Intrinsic is laying down her life for Ness. Intrinsic is laying down all of her government information for Ness. Anything for Ness, Intrinsic is willing to do. Oh, shit. Y'all, if y'all heard that, that was my lighter. It had fell on my laptop. My bad. So sorry if y'all just heard a commotion. That was my lighter. Sorry. But she giving all her information to all these content creators so that she could be striking on Ness's behalf. And then the thing is, y'all, last night after she gave that strike to King Kyos, no, that was my lighter. That's the lighter, girl. I'm sitting here with the laptop in front of me. But so last night when King Kyos got his strike, and he posted on his community wall that Intrinsic had struck him. So I moseyed on over there to go to Intrinsic's channel. And Intrinsic already had taken her videos down. Intrinsic done hid every video off her channel. Every live, every video. I don't even know if she still got any community wall post up. She done removed everything. Yeah, that's the one, Deanna. That's the one. Hey, good morning, youngest. She has removed everything off her channel, but now she is being this representative going and striking everybody else. So I need y'all to know that Ness is definitely pressed, and she already got Intrinsic as her do girl that's messing with everybody's channels. Because she knows she ain't supposed to be over here, so she can't really be filling out that document her damn self. She can't be on here filling out the form, putting her government name when YouTube already terminated her. So since YouTube already terminated her, then now they're using Intrinsic. And I foresee that they're going to use Intrinsic for pretty much all of them. I think Intrinsic is going to be striking on behalf of all of them over there. I think she's going to be striking on behalf of Ness, herself, Davna, them, all of them moderator trolls that be over there that don't want their identity known. Intrinsic is going to be flagging for all of them. Watch and see. And also pay attention. Because that's what they've been doing. And just last night, they ended up getting 3 people. And this is the reason why I put my community wall post. Because just last week, King Roman News, he did his Run It Back or his Messy Monday or whatever it was. I can't remember what show it was. But I know he got on there and he was asking, where is Brooke and Intrinsic while Ness done getting messed up out here up in these streets? Because Ness had just lost her channel. They would still talk about whether I did it or if Queen 88 or the lady Judge Fifi, if they did it, who did it, did she hide the channel, is the channel terminated, XYZ. And King Roman News was like, where's Intrinsic and Brooke to help Ness? Why is Ness fighting alone? And I have that same question for King Roman News. Why in the hell is King Kyos fighting alone? King Kyos done already got strikes from the hoes. Them hoes done gave him a couple of strikes over there. And I'm trying to figure out, are y'all going to wait? Is the crew going to wait for them to strike his ass up out the game before they activate? What's going on? What's going on? I want to know, what in the hell is the point of being a part of a crew if the crew ain't helping? What's the point of being a part of the crew if them bitches over there flagging down King Kyos, flagging down his channel, and then next live and King Roman News is got on his ballet slippers and he doing the dance of the sugar plum fairy all up and through the chat. And I'm like, King Roman News is over there, doing his dance through the chat while they over there dragging King Kaios and admitting that they over there flagging that man. And I'm just like, dang. Dreamy Genie Blue said, why is Yaya fighting alone? To be honest, I believe that Yaya and King Kaios are totally different. King Kaios actually provides value over there because King Kaios be helping them with all the doxing. That's the dip. What we ain't gonna do is act like King Kaios and Yaya is on the same level. We ain't doing it. Everybody has some type of importance when it comes to these groups, these cliques, these crews. Don't ever forget it. Yaya barely became independent to them because she was still dealing with Nika and them once upon a time. So I would never put Yaya and Kaios on the same level. Kaios, when it's time to do some dirty work, I know Kaios be back there helping. I know he be back there helping. So I'm trying to figure out what the people that need to be helping him. Good morning, Mika baby. Good morning, Lee Pepper. Mika baby. Mika baby. Did you I know you read that this title said get ready with me, OG Resurrected Weekend. So for the life of me, why would you come up in here trying to tell me what the fuck a 2.0 is doing? Why would you come? What about my content this morning? OG Resurrected Weekend would make you waltz up in here to try to inform me about what a 2.0 is doing. And why do you feel like I need to address a 2.0 playing something that the 2.0 wasn't even here to see? And exactly how many times do you feel like I need to address something from 2018 or 2019? But again, why would this 2.0 be worthy of me addressing? Y'all, now she really did just try it. Good morning, Storylines. Good morning, Hypnotic Touch. Good morning, Ayana Thompson. Let me see. Like, Mika Baby Green, she got me all the way fucked up. Like, how many times you expect me to address some bullshit? But then why? Yeah, I had to take me a deep breath because that almost got her slapped clean out of this motherfucking chat. I was ready to press motherfucking block. But I had to take a deep breath. I had to take a deep breath. But yeah, Dreamy, that's what I want to know. What is the point of having a crew if whenever you need help and you need backup, ain't nobody there? Then I remembered, hold on. You said I wanted to know if you discussed it. Oh, you my girl, so I wanted to know. I thought it was wild to have to go down that history. If you wanted to know if I had discussed it, there was a red ball. You could have red ball to see if I discussed it. But it's very clear that I'm speaking about the OG Resurrected Weekend based on my title. Therefore, because I'm referencing the OG Resurrected Weekend, I'm not talking about what a 2.0 is doing. Maybe you give a damn about a 2.0, but I'm not about to be a parrot and repeat myself about somebody trying to pull up anything from 6 years ago. 6 years ago. Like, I'm not about to do all that. You crazy. And I damn sure ain't about to be addressing a 2.0 that's asking me about something from 6 years ago. Now, if it was somebody from the beef sector that actually was here around the time that wanted to ask me something, then yeah, most definitely we can have a discussion and have a conversation. But a 2.0, nah. Nah. We ain't doing it. Mika, baby, you could keep telling me to block you. Girl, you don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. I guess what? Never could be slapped so you could block me. Bitch, you don't tell me when I could block you. Now you the one came up in here trying to detract from my commentary, and I don't know why the fuck you did that. Because you damn sure don't do that bullshit on Sir Kings. When Sir King have his agenda and what he talking about, you be right up in there in attendance, let him talk about what he gonna talk about. You don't bum rush him and talk about, well, did you say this? Did you say that? No, you motherfucking listen. You listen. So anyway, that's one of Sir King people, and she damn sure don't do that over there at Sir King, but she gonna come over here trying to make me talk about what she want me to talk about. And then the thing that's really trifling is she know that I don't allow people to type that girl name up in my chat, and she tried it that way as well. Now she know motherfucking good goddamn well that I don't allow certain names up in my chat, but you brought your happy ass over here and typed it up in my chat anyway. That right there would have been an automatic block, but I gave you grace. Fuck wrong with her? She talking about I'm not redballing anything when I have a busy morning. Furthermore, you want to act offended for nothing, and I don't rock with 2.0. Offended for nothing? You came up in here dropping this girl name up in my chat when the girl don't want no association. The fuck you mean offended for nothing? Are you kidding me? Thank you so much. Thank me later. Hooligan and bench, you deserve a super chat. Thank you. Thank me later. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for my goal. Like, I can't stand this nonchalant bullshit. Now, everybody that's been following me, everybody that be up in my chat, know damn well that you don't put that girl name up in my chat. Now, that's just been a given for years. But because you wanted to come over here and tell me about a motherfucking 2.0, you decided to put a comment in my chat with that girl name up in it when you know damn well people ain't been putting that girl name up in my chat for years. For years. You crazy, but you tried it. You tried it. Don't play with me. Don't come up in here playing with me. You talk about for nothing. Girl, don't play with me. That right there seemed like some snake shit. Because she wanted me to highlight it and she wanted me to read that out loud. She was trying to get somebody caught up in the trick bag. Bitch, I ain't stupid. Bitch, I am not stupid. She wanted me to highlight it and put it up on my screen. She wanted me to read it. Bitch, I'm not stupid. See, and this is how you know. This is how you know people that don't have your best interest and they just might be a motherfucking op. Bitch, don't ever come up in here typing that name up in my chat. And you talk about I got offended for nothing. Hell no, it wasn't for nothing. I just saw what the fuck you did. I saw what you did. Dr. Soapy got the little snake emoji. Yeah, that was snake shit. That was snake shit, Mika baby. Dreamy said you clocked the T. I did. But anyway, let me move on. So yeah. I just for me, I wonder if they're gonna wait for King Kaios to just totally get flagged down before they decide to help. It's just like the times when Pizarro was out here fighting and King Roman did his commentary and he was like, Pizarro out here fighting by herself. Where is Nika and where is Bree to help Pizarro fight? Or if Brianna was fighting. Well, where is Nika and where's Pizarro to help Bree fight? Or if Nika fighting. Well, where's Bree and where's Pizarro to help Nika fight? But when Ness was fighting, well, where's Brooke and Intrinsic to help Ness fight? Kaios fighting. Well, where's Roman and the crew to help Kaios fight? For the life of me, I guess I don't understand how you associate. What's the point in associating with a group or crew or whatever if they don't help you? It almost defeats the purpose. It defeats the purpose. So maybe King Roman, maybe he just observing. But I get what the person said about Yaya, but I put Yaya and Kaios on two different standards, I guess. Because for some reason, I feel like Kaios be doing a lot more groundwork for the crew. I could be wrong. But I feel like Kaios do a lot more groundwork, probably as far as docs and information, because if you check his community wall, he be clocking people over there. He be putting people's shit out there. He do what he have to do up on the community wall, and I can only imagine that if ever Roman needed assistance, he probably can depend on Kaios to try to assist him in whatever. He could depend on Kaios to help him. Now with Yaya, I think that Yaya is a crew member, but y'all, it depends on what day it is. Because there have been times where I'll be like, well, Yaya, you with the crew, ain't you? And she'll be like, J.Dunn, I'm associated with the crew, but I'm an individual. I'm an individual, which I know that they all individuals, but Yaya always say that she, or at least recently she been saying that she an individual. It's all, I don't know if she is deliberately distancing herself from the crew or if that's just how she wholeheartedly feels. But I think Kaios has always stood in the paint saying that he was crew. He always has. Good morning, Kimoko. Good morning. Oh, and thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kamiko. Sorry, Kamiko. Thank you. I appreciate it. You love my profile picture. Thank you so much. Storyline said, so what's Yaya's position in the crew? I didn't know it was a hierarchy. I don't know what her position is because I'm not up in there. But I will say that I feel like there are certain people that do certain things. That's my thought just from the outside looking in. That's my thought from the outside looking in. But I don't know what Yaya's position is. Because to be honest, I don't know who all is up in it except for the people that I saw when they did the Houston trip. I know those people. And then the likes of like Cruiser, Toby Turner. But I think they are more so just supporters within the crew. Dreamy said, well, we all know the Disney princess of the crew can't be touched. Yeah. And I mean, but I don't even blame King Roman about that because I honestly believe that he feels this strongly because him and K Fit have a true friendship. When you develop a friendship with somebody on here, there is a difference in how you treat them versus just how you treat anybody else. You don't just treat them just like any old person, you know. you actually, treat them differently. So I get him always taking up for K-Fit. I feel like the reason why he probably didn't just jump in there for Yaya like that is because him and Sean met and they went on vacation. Honestly, even though Sean is not a crew member, I feel like him and Sean have a tighter bond, in my opinion. Because, I mean, who knows? Roman might already have booked his next trip to go with Sean and them somewhere else. So why in the hell is Roman gonna jump into this little argument about crack cocaine, crack versus cocaine and powder and all this kind of stuff? Why would he jump in the middle of that and ruin his YouTube ship with Sean when he might have plans to travel with them again someday? Who knows? For all we know, Roman might done already have booked his next flight to go somewhere with Sean, because Sean did say last year, he said him, Cap, and Rebel, they have been making it their business to do that boys trip every year. Every year. He said they originally did the boys trip in 2023, I think. And then they did Vegas for 2024. 9 times out of 10, they probably have another boys trip planned for 2025. And I'm almost willing to bet that Roman is included in that. So why would Roman jump out here and get upset with Sean and start swinging and banging on Yaya's behalf when he might very well have already booked a plane ticket and an Airbnb or some shit to go to his next trip with them for the boys trip? So that's why I feel like he's not touching that as much. But my question is, why in the hell is Kaios fighting by himself? Sophie said friendships are different in real life. And see, that's another thing, because you're right. Because don't forget, Roman done also met Ness before in real life. So then, just like Roman met Sean in real life and kind of just left Yaya to fend for herself, Roman has also met Ness in real life. So maybe that's the reason why he leaving Kaios to fend for himself. When you meet the people in person, it does change the entire dynamic of a situation. It does. But I just hope that the man page don't get struck down before somebody finally try to help him. Like, y'all gonna let his page get flagged now? Like, what y'all got planned to do to help it? Is there about to be some type of negotiation? Uh-huh. Yeah, Deanna. Yeah, King Roman News. It was last summer. Last August when they went to that Vegas trip. Remember when Ness and Lemon did the whole Vegas trip last year? King Roman News went too. As a matter of fact, that whole party bus fiasco, where Ness had said that they were supposed to be having a private party bus, King Roman and Rebel Son showed up and went on the party bus with them. Mm-hmm. Went on the party bus with them. So it's a weird little dynamic about these people. But I will say, once you done met somebody in real life, it does change things. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It was just one thing that I observed, and I just wanted to call it out. Because I wouldn't be myself if I didn't see something like that and not call it out for what it looks like. And it looked like that they ain't helping them. As much as people despise VS and can't stand her, y'all, I remember when she had her TSCC group, it seemed like they would be out here swinging and banging no matter who it was. I don't even believe that they had a hierarchy back then. If it was just somebody from her group alone, she was coming through trying to fuck somebody up behind the one little person up in her group. Whether it was somebody that got offended because they got drugged and they cried or whatever, she was coming through swinging and banging. She would messing with people's channels and everything on behalf of her group. But I guess that's the old beef sector way. Deanna said, yeah, SB claimed KRM was the reason they went to Vegas, which was a lie. Yeah, I heard. Now I did hear him mention about why they went. For some reason, though, I remember last year that that's what he said was the reason that they went. But if it's a lie, why you think they went, Deanna? 9 times out of 10. Oh, not KRM, but Rebel. Oh, okay, Rebel. Okay, Rebel. Well, now I will say that Rebel was included for next trip initially. When Ness and Lemon first planned that Vegas trip, Rebel was invited by Ness, and Rebel said that he was going to go. And then I guess with Rebel going, I think King Romanus had already said he was going to go, but I think initially King Romanus was supposed to be like a surprise guest or whatever, to show up. Storyline said, so it's emotional ties from the people you don't meet, and there's a deeper dynamic when you meet somebody. Just understand. Correct, Storylines. And Storylines, I don't know if you had still wanted to do that interview. I remember you mentioned it. I don't know if that was just something that you had wanted to do in that particular time, and if that moment just kind of passed. Because I remember telling you to comment on my community wall so that I could be in touch with you about potentially setting it up. But you never did you never did leave a comment on my community wall. Good morning, Lady Nika. You never did leave me a comment, so I didn't know if you changed your mind or what, Storylines. Deanna said, yeah, I noticed some sort of edge to be around crackheads in this sector. Deanna, I have to bust out laughing because I could hear that in your voice. I can completely hear that up in your voice. I went to another sector, y'all, the Latrice Allen sector, where I was trying to network with this other guy over there. The guy Shamar. He be over at Lemon's, and then he was in Lemon's Halloween competition. That's when I first knew of him and started going over there. It's one piece of commentary that I want to talk about that, but I think right now it might be premature for me to bring it up right now. So I might save that piece of commentary about something that's brewing with the guy in the other sector, Shamar. I might have to save that for my Wednesday commentary, because at this particular point, I kind of want to keep this focused up on the OGs. Good morning, ODS. But yeah, there is a difference when you done met the person in real life. I ain't even gonna lie. But yeah. Okay, Storyline said put me on standby. Yeah, well, Storylines, I know you heard me say that she's striking everybody on behalf of Ness. She is the authorized representative for Ness. So she ended up tagging King Kyo's channel and Bertha Mae Jackson channel last night. And Bertha Mae Jackson said they got her twice, and King Kyo's was got once. So everybody need to pay attention, because Intrinsic is coming through striking finesse, y'all. So definitely be careful. Storyline said the strike team. I honestly don't know what to call it. But y'all, there is one other piece of information that I plan to share with y'all as well. But before I jump the gun and share the information prematurely, I need to see it through first, just to see what the result will be. And then once I see what the result will be, depending on what it is, then I will probably share the information, because I think I found a good piece of information in relation to the do's and don'ts over there at the Patreon. Yeah, please hit the like button, y'all. Thank you. And good morning, Juice. Good morning, everybody. There is some do's and don'ts over there at Patreon. Patreon ain't just a free-for-all like what it's being claimed to be. Every website Every area does have guidelines and they have order that is expected. It's not like you could just go over there and just run rampant just because it's a paid area for supporters. You still can't just run rampant and do certain things over there. So I actually have been looking into that for a few different reasons. Just to give some promo to Sean, well, Deanna done already went and listened to it because she was talking about her part. I'm gonna re-listen to it today. But for the people that have been following the OG stuff and the Patreon with Sean them and their discussions, as well as the Spotify, there is already a new podcast episode at the Spotify. If y'all have been following it, Deanna said that she was brought up for no reason. Some lady had brought her name up for no reason in the Spotify, and she had an issue with that. But if y'all want to catch up on the latest Spotify episode, it is out right now. I think it came out yesterday. So that might be something that y'all want to listen to, y'all OGs, in order to listen to see what y'all hear. If y'all get brought up, they said that everybody has the right to respond. Everybody has the right to talk about what is being said, especially if their name is being brought up, if they being mentioned out the blue all willy-nilly. So yeah. Let me go ahead and thank the people who contributed, y'all, because I done been here almost an hour and a half. So I think that's good enough. I made my iced coffee this morning, but I put it up in the freezer. I wasn't quite ready to drink it just yet. But storylines, let me see. She said, so I can steal content off YouTube, post it on Patreon, dox YouTubers, post public personal information, and because it's paid for, it's legal. It's a lot of bull mess that they doing on that Patreon that it's not necessarily legal, and nor does it comply with the guidelines over there at Patreon. But like I said, I want to research a few more things before I share the information, because I would hate to come here and give out some information that might not be the most accurate information to give in relation to this right here, exactly what you posing to me. I want to make sure that I double check it on my end to see what's what. And then once I feel confident in my findings, then I will come and I will share that information with everybody else. Because yeah, it seemed like a lot of stuff is being posted over there that shouldn't. People's content. I done heard some people's exclusive members content that been being put over there. I done heard it's doxing over there. I done heard doxing of relatives. Like Bertha May keep telling me that my family members is over there. And I'm like, how the hell this bitch get my family members? So it's a lot of stuff that Bertha May been saying that's over there. And if y'all ain't subscribed to Bertha May, subscribe to Bertha May, because she got, I guess she paid for the membership in the Patreon over there. And basically she has been blowing the whistle on the entire Patreon. So that way you don't have to pay no money to go over there to know what's going on. Bertha May is essentially going over there, seeing what's what, and then she is giving community wall updates and posts about it. And then, like last night, she did a live where she was recapping everything that was going on over there so far. She is doing that. So that way you don't have to go out of your own pocket to be spending no money. Because honestly, from what Bertha May said, it sounds like she is recycling all types of content that came from YouTube over there. Case in point, Bertha May was saying that the picture that she got of Deanna over there is a throwback picture from whenever Deanna got followed in her hometown. And the picture was taken of her. Y'all, we done seen that picture. So now she over there charging people $15 a month to look at a damn picture that we all done been seeing since about 2018, 2019 about Deanna. Then I heard that she over there with pictures of me smiling and stuff like this and my mouth and all this from my channel. So she charging people $15 in order to go over there and see me smile. Then I heard what else? that they said she had Queen 88 over there. That's what Bertha Mae Jackson said. I don't know if that's true or not, but I guess pictures of Queen 88 twerking and stuff over there, and people is paying $15 a month to go to see pictures of Queen 88 when we could see Queen 88 for free on her channel. Good morning, Room Shaker. Mary Williams said that will give them some content to talk about because the YouTube streets is dead. Yeah. So it seemed like whatever's being posted on there is stuff that she done got already from what we done already seen here, but she just putting it out there. Charging people $15 to look at it and putting it there because she feel like it's safe for her to put it there, because she feel like can't nobody strike her for copyright infringement, can't nobody strike her for using people's images over there, can't nobody strike her for any type of doxing. She doing a lot of malicious shit back there. This is one of the reasons too why when I had to slide her off of this application and her channel, I gave no fucks about it, because she has always been doxing and doing a lot of crazy ass shit behind the paywall or through the Instagram, because she had an Instagram page where she was doing a lot of doxing and weird ass shit. And then now she doing it through the Patreon. But her main supporters get on here and argue you down and say, no, she don't dox. Ness and the Finesses, they don't dox. They don't dox. They do damn dox. And it seemed like that people is over there paying $15 in order for them to be getting doxed over there. Which that's another thing too. Because I was also told that you can potentially be doxed whenever you sign up for the Patreon, because you have to put all your credit card information in Patreon in order to be charged. I don't know how true that is, but something in it kind of makes sense. I'm actually shocked that Bertha Mae Jackson is still up in the Patreon and that they ain't removed her yet. But they probably they probably have not removed Bertha Mae yet, because they probably don't know which person is Bertha Mae. If Bertha Mae is up in there under her real government name and nobody knows what Bertha Mae's government name is, then that's probably how she able to get away with being in there. Just Lovely said that's not good. You're right. But like, I think when you have to sign up with your credit card information in order for you to be charged every month and all that, I think to a certain degree that could be accessible, but I'm not sure. Which that's another reason too. Like even with Sean's Patreon, probably like 3 days ago. Yeah, I think it was Thursday. It was on Thursday, this past Thursday. I went on ahead and registered for Sean's Patreon just so that I could get in there to see what in the hell all the talk was about with all of this this OG stuff and these podcasts and everything. But I didn't mind registering for Sean's Patreon because Sean already have all my information from when he had to book my flight and all this kind of stuff for the show. Look at Bertha Mae. Bertha Mae says she has a $100 tier now. She done made a $100 tier. What? Bertha Mae is up in there, y'all. Bertha Mae be getting the scoop. So she got the $9 tier, a $15 tier, and now a $100 tier. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. Storyline, who would use somebody else's credit card? Are you crazy? So you would be the type to use somebody else's credit card, an innocent bystander's credit card, an innocent relative's credit card, somebody that don't know nothing about this, you would actually use that credit card so that you can avoid being doxxed? You would put your friend in danger so that you can avoid being doxxed? That's grimy. Hell no. If they gonna dox somebody, dox my ass. You gonna dox me. I would never use my relative nor my friend's credit card for anything so that they could get doxxed. No. Oh no. Just Lovely said, When I was on Patreon, I think I was under my YouTube name. I don't think Patreon give the creator your information. Okay, and that's one thing. I'm pretty sure that good morning, Fifi. Fifi TV. Well, now she don't call herself Fifi's World. Which I noticed that too. Y'all, this our Fifi over here up in our sector. I noticed that when 88 and Judge Fifi was over here raising hell, raising hell, I noticed that Fifi had to change her name. Fifi was like, they over here raising hell. I ain't got time to be having my name Fifi TV. They gonna think that was me. Look, she said, yeah, I had to change my name. Girl, I'm very observant. And I knew when I saw you show up with Fifi's World is your name, I said, oh yeah, Fifi TV. She said she don't want no parts, no association. She don't want nobody to think she the one that flagged or striked or nothing. Good morning, Nikki baby. Bertha May said, let me see. We in there deep. She thinks it's her people. Only one of us paid, but it's 4 of us in there. Oh wow, Bertha May. Wow. But yeah, well, good morning, Nikki baby. But yeah, y'all, well, I think that's all I got for y'all. Bertha May, I appreciate the update. This is Bertha May. This is the lady that I'm telling y'all. Y'all need to go find her channel here on YouTube because she is in the Patreon. She is giving a play-by-play update of what's going on, of the doxing that's going on, of the people's pictures that's being used without their permission. She is giving all the information about what's what up in there, so that way you don't have to waste your money. And now she just told us that they done made $100 tier now. Who in the hell is about to be paying her $100 a month over there to look at this recycled ass shit that she's stealing off everybody else's YouTube channels? Make it make sense. Girl, Bertha May is fighting with your fave. Bertha May done infiltrated your fave's Patreon over there. And Bertha May been spilling all the tea about what's going on in that Patreon over there, and that way don't nobody have to pay for it. Bertha May been updating her community wall about what's happening in the Patreon. And she been doing video lives and updates about what's happening in the Patreon. And that way we all can stay abreast about what's going on up in there. We all can say, look, well, that is your fave, Nikki baby. So that's who Bertha May fighting. Bertha May over there fighting her. Bertha May got struck by your fave 2 times last night. Did you know that? Did you know your fave and Intrinsic had struck Bertha May twice last night? Because Bertha May had came and got some screenshots from out of that Patreon and came and brought it and put it on her community wall here up on YouTube to let us know. Like they was over there trying to dox the man named Mr. West. Y'all know that man called Mr. West that be over at Lemons? And Mr. West done been at Lemons. Mr. West done clicked a few people links. He be clicking YouTube cameras link. He done came over here and clicked my link once or twice. Well, Nikki baby, your fave is over there doxing Mr. West over there up in the Patreon. And so what Bertha May did, Bertha May screenshot the fact that they was over there doxing Mr. West. And Bertha May brought it over here to her community wall so that she could show us that they over there doxing. Your fave over there charging people $15 to get up in there so that she could be doxing people and putting people's pictures and stuff without their consent. And Bertha May put it on the community wall last night to show us what was happening. And then your fave came out, sent Intrinsic out here like the do girl. And Intrinsic came out here and gave Bertha May 2 strikes last night. Bertha May got 2 strikes for screenshotting them over there doxing people and putting it on her community wall. They struck Bertha May. So that's what happened. Nikki baby said, you one of my faves too. Stop it, girl. You know I got to give you a hard time, but I'm telling you that's what happened over there. Olivia laughing. Dre Day said, so what? She strike her for copyright? Yes, she struck her for copyright, said that she owned that footage that Bertha May put on the community wall. It was like a copyright infringement because it came from her paid Patreon. So essentially, Nikki baby fave think that she could dox everybody back there and that it ain't nothing that anybody could do about it. So Nikki baby, I don't want you I don't want you to say that your fave don't dox. I don't want you to say that she ain't no doxer. Because they struck Bertha May because Bertha May came out here and spilled the tea. Bertha May came out here and spilled the tea, girl. So yeah, y'all gotta follow Bertha May to keep up. Storyline said, if they can sue you for online activities, isn't their content illegal? And can't they be sued as well? I mean, I'm no lawyer, Storyline. I'm no lawyer. All I've been doing is just going over there reading the guidelines because, like I said, just like YouTube has certain guidelines and rules that you have to follow. Last night I was looking and I realized that Patreon also has rules and guidelines that you have to follow. And so that's what I want to give myself time to research that and double check to see exactly what is against the rules and what is not against the rules over there. Because I can't tell you that. I can't tell you what's illegal, what's legal. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. All I can tell you is that each site has their own rules and guidelines that you typically have to abide by. And it seems that over there in the Patreon, they are definitely not abiding by the rules. So far, that's what I know. Good morning, Tuddy. So far, that's what I can tell. They're not abiding by the rules over there. So that's why I got to do more research before I can give you more information. Because I don't want to give no false information because I don't know too much about Patreon. So I got to familiarize myself with what's going on over there before I can say anything. But yes. Well, yeah, y'all. I done been here. Oh, Storyline said I asked my lawyer. You can definitely, because I don't know. I mean, you could sue people for pretty much anything. I mean, a white lady could be leaving McDonald's, and if her coffee is too hot, the coffee fall up in her lap, she could sue. You could sue for anything, but the question is, will it be a lucrative lawsuit? The question is, are you really trying to spend $5,000 to sue Ness when Ness is over there broke as hell, and that's the reason why she over there in the Patreon to begin with? Sue her and get what? I mean, Ness already done lost her monetized channel. That's why she over there nickeling and diming, scamming and scheming, making people pay $15 a month so that she could put recycled YouTube information over there up in the Patreon. So I don't know how lucrative it would be to sue her for what she over there doing. ODS said, well, a white woman did, and that's why they got the hot label on the cuss. I know. That's why I said that, ODS. I remember when that happened. But I was bringing that up because I'm like, yeah, people could sue for pretty much anything. For anything you want, you could sue for it. But it don't mean it's going to be worth it. But you can sue. You can most definitely sue. Good morning, Cap. I spoke about your replay early at the beginning of this live, Cap. I really did enjoy that. It was funny to me. And I think one other part that was funny to me is when you was like, the women of club, they keep saying the women of club chat want to fuck Sean, but Sean want to fuck you. I was like, this dude is a fool. I'm like, they act like y'all over there doing the vacations and having a big old orgy. That's what they trying to make that like. And Cap said it ain't no orgy going down, so y'all need to leave that alone. Cap said ain't no orgy whenever they be going on the trip now. That's what he said. And he said don't even be worried about who trying to fuck him. He said don't be worried about all that. That mess was funny. Cap, that mess was so funny to me. I listened to it yesterday morning and then probably yesterday afternoon when the streets was dry. I replayed it and listened to it again on the 2x speed. That mess was funny. But you made up some very, very valid points, that's for sure. Have y'all been liking my video? Let me go ahead and get back up here to my goals. Ray Triggs, thank you so much for contributing to my goal today. Dr. Sophie, thank you so much for contributing to my goals today in my QB voice. Thank me later. Thank you so much for contributing to my goals today. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bertha May, Thank you for coming through to let me know the latest of the latest with the Patreon. Just in case I might have to get over there and take some action. I appreciate it. And I appreciate everybody. Y'all, if y'all came late, definitely catch the replay. It's time for me to get off here because I done already been here for almost an hour and 45 minutes, y'all. I think that's enough. So yeah, y'all take care, be blessed, don't stress. If I will more than likely see y'all on Wednesday, unless something major happens overnight and I need to come back. 9 times out of 10, y'all will probably see me again on Wednesday. Y'all take care, be blessed, don't stress, and y'all have a great Monday and have a great start of the work week. Bye.